You know, like I'm really obsessed with shark attacks. You know, I do always think that sharks would have better luck attacking people if they didn't have that top fin. It's embarrassing. They think they're being all sneaky. It's like, we can see you. Oh, you loser.
Please welcome Becky Lucas. Becky, welcome to the project.
Welcome.
Hello. So I'm not sure what camera to look at, but just
look
going to
at
look
us.
at you guys.
Yeah.
Cool to have you in New Zealand. What do you do when you're not doing comedy over here?
Well, I get put in a hotel in the middle of the city. So I just go to Glassons.
Right.
Do they not have Glassons in Australia?
No, they do. I just like to see how you guys are doing it.
When you're away, isn't it?
It is. You do all these things you wouldn't normally. I'm going to Starbucks. I'm going to Glassons. I'm a corporate. I love corporate entertainment.
Last time we talked to you, you had been kicked off Twitter. That didn't last, right?
No, it did. I still have a lifelong ban.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I've got a secret little Twitter that I use to stalk, and I used my dead grandmother's email to make that.
Wow.
I think she'd be cool with it.
Should be proud of you. Should be all about it, I'm sure. Now, Becky, we've worked a little bit together here and in Australia. Do you find the Australian audiences and Kiwi crowds different, or are we kind of the same?
I mean, I think we are at our hearts the same, but there is this competition between us, and I don't understand it. I feel like every time I come here, like, once we get going, they like me. Yeah. But there's a little bit of, all right, Australia.
But do they, though? Do they make a sheep noise when you walk out, which they do to me when I'm in Australia?
Yeah. Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Awful.
I know.
You're also a published author, Acknowledgements, which is kind of stories from your life.
Yes.
I love the philosophy behind it, which is you can't control who comes into your life, but you can how you react. How'd you react to the woman who came to you after a show and said, I hope my daughter doesn't end up like you?
I said she will.
And you also you also describe your worst gig, which people love to hear those stories.
They do. It's
Care to relate?
It's so strange. Everyone does love to hear your worst story as a comic, which I'm sure you understand. But it's like you would never do that to a doctor. Like, what was your worst surgery? When did you most let people down?
That's so true.
The worst gig I had was there was I guess I can't say what chain Mexican restaurant it was, but basically they had been talked into doing a bunch of gigs where they would employ all these comedians across the country to come and do impromptu stand-up at their chain restaurant.
Oh, I just feel anxious.
I know. I got flown in to a remote town in Queensland in Australia, and the woman picked me up, was so excited. She was so excited. She said, we couldn't wait for today. We couldn't wait to have a stand-up comedian. And she'd gotten a face painter. And she had her face painted like a tiger. And she's in the Toyota Camry going, God, we're excited. We are so excited. And we arrive, it's in a shopping centre. There's a chemist, a
This just
McDonald's.
gets better.
I know.
Glassons, a Starbucks.
There's a Glassons. And then the Mexican restaurant, and they gave me a little amp and a microphone, and I had to make my way through the 4 or 5 people that were there eating a burrito. And I didn't do well. I did really, really badly. I saw a woman cover her kid's ears. And then, about a minute in, the woman comes over dressed as a tiger and said, that'll do, love, that'll do. We might just stop it there.
Well, look, let's hope that the shows that you have coming up in New Zealand fill you with more joy than that. If you want to check out Becky, she's going to be in Wellington and Auckland as part of the New Zealand International Comedy Festival, and we've got all the information on how to get tickets on our Facebook page. Please thank Becky Lucas.